Hello, Kim Quick here, Forever Love Formula. And it's Saturday. I'm just doing a little work, and I was actually thinking about you because I'm um, going over some of my notes. And one of the big questions that come up is, where are all the quality men? And also, I have women say to me, there are no good men out there, especially here in Orange County. And I can so relate to what you're saying because I actually used to say the same thing when I was dating. And I could tell you a million stories, and I don't want to take up your whole Saturday of, how I would just end up attracting, all these men, most of them that didn't want a commitment and didn't treat me right. I mean, one man I was dating for a couple of years off and on, who I found out was engaged. And so I could totally relate, what you're talking about. But it's kind of funny because I used to think, I had the same thing. I'm from New Jersey and I moved down here 15 years ago, and I had the same problem back in New Jersey. So it wasn't just in the area. And so one of the things, that I did discover was I'm the common denominator in all these relationships. And, what could I do to look at myself to make some changes? And one of the things that I had discovered and actually studied a lot was about our belief systems that we had about ourselves. And these belief systems, these are little tricky buggers because, they're hidden. Some of them are hidden. We're not even aware of them. And they're in our subconscious mind. And they can be a little tricky, like I said. But we can uncover them. So, they can look like, a belief system where maybe you didn't feel wanted. So I'll give you an example of myself. When I was young, my dad had said he was going to show up somewhere, and then he wouldn't show up. He would never call. And so I made it mean that, I wasn't wanted, and I couldn't count on men. And so, I had this in my mind. And so when I was, online dating or going out with men, I would choose men that didn't want me really, that didn't really want a commitment, weren't meeting my emotional needs, because in my mind that these were the only type of men that were out there. So in some respects I was settling for crumbs. And so when I realized this is when that I had this belief system and started to create a new belief system, because we can. I started to date higher quality men, and then actually meeting Jim, who's the most loyal man I ever met in my life, and who I can rely on. So that's how, it could change like that. And just some of the clients that I worked with this year that are in exclusive relationships. One of them had a belief system that she couldn't connect with men because of something that happened with her father. And she was always meeting men that didn't seem that were meeting her emotional needs. And so once we looked at that and we changed it around, she's in a great relationship with a great man. And so you can, what you can start to look at is a couple things is, where, did you feel as a child that you weren't loved? Or maybe, where did you feel as a child you had to prove something? And you could even look at, where did you feel loved? What did you have to do to get love? Did you have to do something to get love? To get that hug? And just really start to journal what could be coming up for you around this area. It could be, when we're feeling unloved, we'll subconsciously attract to men who can't meet our emotional needs. Or you're not feeling worthy, you're going to deal with crap and you're going to settle. Or You feel like maybe you had to sacrifice things when you were younger. Maybe you had to help your parents out. So then, you feel like you can't get what you want. And then you're going to you'll attract needy men. If your needs didn't get met, you might feel, I don't get what I want. So there's so many things like how this can start to show up. But this is where you really want to look, is those belief systems, because you can be online, you can have all these strategies, you can read all these books, but if you don't uncover these belief systems and heal them, those strategies will never work. Another area that you can take a look at too is, even start to change the thought process that there are no good men out there. Now, you might not believe that right now because of certain things have happened in the past, and this is kind of what reality is. But that reality is going to stay there. That's like that self-fulfilling prophecy. What you believe is what's happening in your life. So just trust me. It's not going to kill you. Just start to change that there are good men out there, and also be very choosy in the men that you date. It's possible that you're dating no good men because you're not being choosy. Look at the consistency of a man. Does he call you when he says he's going to call you? Does he, if he's running late, does he let you know? So you want to look at that. Like, is he a great communicator? Is he good? Does he have integrity, honesty? Does he cherish you? Does he respect you? These qualities are much more important than looks. Now, I'm not saying you can't get a man that you're attracted to, but when you're first looking online, you want to look for these qualities. And I used to read the profiles really well, like really I got really good at reading in between the lines. Like, start there. Start to, on your online, on their profiles, see what kind of man they are, because it's going to show you something in those profiles that you're reading. And then let's see what happens when he calls. Does he call when he says he's going to call? Does he, how does he show up on the date? So start to look at these behaviors and don't settle. Do not settle. If there's something not in line with high values, then it's hit the road, okay? So I really want to support you in this area, and if you want some help with uncovering those belief systems, I would love to help you with that. So call me, we'll set up a time to talk, and we'll uncover those little buggers, and we'll create some new belief systems so you can have that amazing man to love for a lifetime. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.